Hello YouTube. What I thought I would do is I'll just give you a wee video. I'm going to do a bit in the garden, so I thought I would show you a before and after. Since the last time, I've put these up here just to give these something to grow up onto. This is actually a pumpkin. It's one seed, one plant, and it's pretty massive. It's starting to look a bit hard up, but I think that's because I've not got straw underneath, so that's something I'll get round to. But pretty impressive for just one wee seed. I don't know if I'll get any fruit on it. I've got one. Let's see. There's one starting there, and I had one good in there, but it's rotted away. I think if you don't keep it on the straw, stuff just disintegrates. Anyway, so this is a wee patch of the wildflowers. You see these big things. I'm not too sure what some of them are, so I'll be double checking that and then I'll be telling you what they are once I've tidied the garden. But the idea is to cut the grass, weed these two areas, and then once it's been weeded we'll actually see what we've got left growing in there. Okay, thanks guys, and I'll speak to you soon. Hi, hello folks, that's me. I've finished my weeding. I know it might not look a great deal better but what I've noticed is finally got some basil coming. I think that's sweet basil, and if you look right next to it we've got all these plantain. Again, great plants. I'm just learning that they're really very medicinal, so try and encourage them to grow just now. And there we go, there's kind of large plantain. It's been eaten away, but look at the seeds, and loads and loads of seeds, so that's perfect. Got a wee bit of wheat coming through, and what I think is a birch, silver birch tree, so I'm going to probably leave that there. Got one mint. This whole area here, this started for just a wee single cutting at the start of the year for my mint plant in the container garden, so quite successful. Might have noticed there's a potato there, there's another one there. That's my red currant bush. Just took a bit of sickness, went kind of this orangey reddy way. And this is me only just starting to get new growth now, so a bit odd. I did plant sage up in here, but it doesn't appear to have grown to anything. That's my rosemary. Hasn't really developed a great deal since the last update. This was well, you can see I've cleared all that out. That was a patch of lettuce, but I don't know, it just didn't taste that great, so it got binned. So not a resounding success, but a lot better growth than last year. You know, it looks like if I get plants in here, maybe not for seed, because that doesn't seem to work too good, but if I get plants in here that are actually for cuttings or kind of pre-grown in a sense, I think they'll grow kind of good and strong. One thing I thought I would say is, look, this is the wild strawberry. I thought they'd all died, but this one seems to have, now that the heavy sun's away and the weeds grew up and gave it a bit of shade, it seems to have flourished. You can see it spreading out here and spreading out to the back here, and here's one of its wee root, its wee tendrils that run, they grow out and they run along the ground, and this is how they spread out, so that's quite cool. I'll cover that in a wee bit. And here I had beetroot and onions and garlic, but that's been a flop. So no much produce out of here this year. Might just be worth sticking to berries and stuff. And that plant there, that's our big black currant. He seems to be doing fairly well, so quite happy about that. Hopefully get a couple of berries off him soon. And that's us, that's a look at the garden. Just a wee bit tidier than if anything. The tall, I think it's hyacinth, is these things. I've just popped a stake in next to them because they were getting a bit droopy. And other than that, that's really us. Right guys, this is a wee look at the back door. This is my potato plant. It's growing in the big bucket there. It's growing pretty ferociously, so there's be potatoes in there. There's a wee, it's a sweet corn, 2 sweet corn I've got there. That was just a wee experiment to see if they would grow. You can see here, there's a lot of stuff that looks like grass growing in the pots here, especially here. And what that is, it's because I used hay to cover the pots. And what's happened is there's been seed in there and it's just went to seed and it's grew into grass. So best tip I could give you is you really will need to use straw. I thought that at the time, but I thought it was worth trying for the sake of the experiment. It's my tomato plants. Only 1 or 2 of them are growing that well, but they've no fruit yet. What I've got is my first wee flower here. I'm hoping I'll get some more, but if they take much longer we might not get many due to the winter setting in. So time will tell. I've already picked some beetroots. There's a couple more in there, but I've picked. They've not really turned out very well, but I picked a couple of good ones last week, so there's the odd one turned good. And these things here, it's a raspberry plant there. It's 50 pence for being too reduced, it was dying. It's a black currant here and another black currant there, and they're doing really well. These things here, there's if you can see that, that's some basil, and there was supposed to be tomatoes in with them, but it doesn't seem to have turned out. There's also this plant here, and I'm really not sure what the score is with that at all. There's a lot of it growing though, so I'll need to research it and find out what it is. So far that's what we've got happening at the back door. And I planted some carrots in this trough later in the year, but I don't know, I'd be surprised if they come to much. So not a great success. Kind of my own fault for taking chances with the hay as opposed to the straw, but you live and learn. You know, I'm not in desperate need to survive at my gardening just yet, so it's a learning process. It's been fun, and I'm happy with that. So that's all for now. I'll get back to you once I've done cut the grass and done the weeding and etc, etc. Okay, thanks for now. Okay folks, so I've got round to weeding this part here, and I've cut the grass, obviously. I'll not be doing this bit till either later today or tomorrow. It's just it started drizzling now and I think it's going to be on for a while, so I'll come back out when it's dry and I'll weed that side. But what I've done here, I've took out the dandelions and buttercups and dock leaves and stuff like that. But I need to be careful because I seeded some wild grass seed in here, like native wild grasses, and I don't want to rip them all out. So what I can say is, I've got a couple of these wee flowers here, not entirely sure what they are, and I've got these wee blue spiky numbers. The bees seem to love them, whatever they are. I'm going to research these flowers and I'll let you know the names. So I've got some of these things, you know, some of my wee wild flowers seeds have actually came to fruition, so that's good. These are just ornamental, these big things, and I've stuck some stakes in just to keep them upright. You can see the flowers on that one there. That's pretty good. And I've got beans, as you can see there. And they're cracking big beans, but they're not quite ready yet. I tried some earlier. And I've got a couple of potato plants just flung in there, just really for the hell of it. Like I say, my logic is if there's a plant growing there, it's one less space for a weed. Simple as that. And I've got some plantain growing. There we go there. And you can see it's already dropped its seed. Plantain's a great plant, but I've never had it in the garden here before. I've had all sorts of other weeds, and I'm taking it that that's an indication that my soil's getting that bit better. You know, the weed species are the first to colonise, and it was a really limited variety. Now I'm getting variety in my weeds. Therefore, the way I see it is that the plants are being better able to colonise the soil. Probably because of manure and stuff. We've got a nice big red flower, still got more mint and stuff in there, but I mean, stuff's never grown more than a few inches high in that strip, no matter how long you left it. Didn't cut the grass, 4 or 5 inches max, and now look at just the height of the growth of some of this stuff. I mean, look at this nettle. You know, it's like up to my waist, higher than my waist in fact, and that just didn't happen before. So I think it's safe to say the soil's improved quite a bit. So what I'll do is I'll come back out, like I say, is either later today or tomorrow, and I'll weed this patch and I'll see if we've got anything interesting growing in amongst there. I'll also do a wee bit of research and be able to name some of the flowers and stuff that I've got growing. Okay, I'll get back to you shortly. Thanks for watching guys, speak to you soon.